All right, everyone, a very, very, very good afternoon to each and every one of you present over here. I hope we have more people who are joining in. So quickly, be quick. We have so much to discuss. We had shared certain trade ideas, hot stocks, right? Trading strategies that we had discussed in our first live streaming session. A lot of things are happening. The market has been quite dynamic as of today. So, before we get started, please make sure you have everything required to make sure that you are, focused, that you are, sharp between the years, correct? Because we are going to talk about so many things that are going to add value to you, right? So I hope everyone is present. I mean, today's chat box has been quite empty. We want to see more people coming in, all right? Before we get started, again, a quick reminder for those people who are, asking me and telling me or informing me that Harsh, you are very good, you are doing a great job, but हमें इंग्लिश कम समझ में आती है, हमें हिंदी ज़्यादा समझ में आती है. तो उन लोगों के लिए अगर आपको लगता है कि मैं हिंदी में ज़्यादा बात करूं, मैं आपको हिंदी में भी समझा सकता हूं, पर उसके लिए आपको नीचे कमेंट बॉक्स में लिखना पड़ेगा कि हर्ष स्पीक इन हिंदी, बिकॉज बहुत ज़रूरी है लोगों को समझाने के लिए कि ये जो कम्युनिटी है, हम चाहते हैं कि हम इंग्लिश वाले लोगों को भी केटर कर सकते हैं और हिंदी स्पीकिंग वाले लोगों को भी केटर कर सकते हैं. सो आई होप everyone is up and all ready. Before we get into, we have another very important analysis, right? We have a hot stock coming in. So, all right, let's share the hot stock instantly, right? Without wasting any time. We are going to talk about none other than IP rings. So let me go and quickly update the Excel sheet that we are maintaining. Okay? So one second. Currently, we are looking at today is the 30th. We are going to talk about IP rings, right? We already had IP rings, all right? So let me just make sure it is the same ticker symbol. Yes, it is, right? Listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange. We are planning to go long with around 210 to 225. Let me check this again. Let me check this again. Let me put IP rings on TradingView to check what it shows. Alright, so currently price is somewhere around the 200 level mark. We want to make sure that we can take an additional entry at around 200. Do not worry, I will show you the Excel sheet. Alright, Sophia is in the house. Sophia has entered into the live streaming session. A very good afternoon, Sophia. I hope you had a great morning and I hope you have a great afternoon as well, as we have so much to talk about, correct? So this is currently where we are planning to. Let me quickly show you the PPT quickly, right? Quickly. Make sure you are noting down the values. This is the current hot stock that we are providing. This is the second hot stock that we have provided since morning, all right? One hot stock was provided in the morning that was pertaining to Muthoot Microfinance. This one, IP rings, is the second hot stock, all right, that we are providing to you at this current live trading session. So let me quickly show you the sheet. IP rings, which is listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, all right? So listed at 200, we are expecting a price target of 210 and our second target is going to be around 225. I hope people are quick. Remember, the markets are moving. We do not have much time. We have to be instant, quick in terms of taking actions, all right? Make sure people have are giving their presence in the live streaming session. I want to know how many people are taking trades. Make sure to open your platforms. Make sure that you are ready, correct? And make sure that we are, taking trades together, right? Sophia's writing should increase position by 10. That is correct. We are going to be taking a risk of 10. I hope, first of all, we have to make sure the Excel sheet is, I hope people can see it, right? So currently we are focusing on this particular hot stock. I hope everyone can see IP rings entry at around 200 with our first target, the 5% target hitting 210, 215, and our second target around 225, 225. In terms of position sizing, yes, we are required to go at 10 to 15%. I hope everyone is understanding. I hope people are utilizing this, right? Overall, in terms of the movement, price has been quite bullish. And right now, as we can see, in terms of price correcting itself, we are planning to enter around 200, right? So please, currently price is around that level, so make sure to capitalize on these trading opportunities, right? AKA hot stocks. They are trading opportunities, but we like to use a terminology that makes it very interesting and entertaining, and that is the reason we call it as hot stock, right? So Sophia, make sure that your position size sticks at 10 to 15, right? If you had taken the previous trade at this level, that itself should have been at around 10 to 15. For whatever reason, the market will do what it has to do. The market is based on probabilities and not certainties, correct? So position size remains the same, right? Position size at 10 to 15%. I hope people are understanding. For people who are still thinking about um, which this thing, what you call, which stock are we focusing on? We are talking about IP rings, right? Let me just make sure that I can put in the watermark, right? So it's IP rings. I hope people can see it, right? IP rings with entry. Remember, we for people who have taken trades based on our past hot stock, based on our past trading strategy, we had provided to you with an entry at around. IP rings. We have provided you with an entry at around 230, 242, with 242 being our first target, but the prices have not reacted to based on our expectations, based on our analysis. So right now we are providing you with the second trading opportunity to enter at 200. All right. I hope people can understand. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, please do let me know, right? For people who are asking to get a screenshot of the trade idea, do not worry. My team of assistants will provide you with all the required information. All right. Are we good to go? Have you taken the trade? Make sure you comment down by mentioning that yes, I have entered. Yes, Harsh, we have taken the trade. Yes, Harsh, we will make money. All right. I'm pretty sure everyone over here is wanting what? To make money, right? And this is what we are providing you. We are providing you with trading opportunities. We are providing you with hot stocks to make you money and for you to analyze and decide what value we are able to provide to you, right? Remember, we are not just looking at one or two trades. We have been looking consistently at trades for the last 1.5 month. It is very important to keep repeating this very this crucial piece of information, right? Not It's not a matter of one, two, or three trades. We have been taking trades consistently, right? And we have been able to achieve a profitability of 97%. I hope people have taken the trade again quickly. This is currently today being the 30th of October. Just one more day, right, for the month to finish. So today is 30th of October. The trade name is BSE. It's IP rings listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, and our entry levels are at 200 with our first 5% target at 210, 215, and our second target going to be at around 225 to 35. I hope people have taken trades. I hope people have entered. Remember, the more you take trades, the more probability for you to make bigger earnings, right? This is the clearest example of how we have showcased our probability of our profitability of hitting 97 percentile in just a month and a half, correct? All right, let's get back to trading view. So here is where we are planning to enter with 200 as our entry and 210 as our 5% target area, right? So this will be, let me change the color, let me change the wordings. Target area, all right? It's always an area, it will never be a line, so it's between 210 to 215, all right? Depending upon how early you have entered, you might achieve 5% quicker. For people who have entered slightly late, it will take a couple of extra time, but it will hit. So this is our target one area, and our targets two area will be 225, 235. So let me mark that as well, right? Remember, the main context for us to be here, to be present for these live streaming sessions is to do what? Is to make money, right? I can provide you with all the analysis and I will provide you. But once we come across trading opportunities, we want to make sure that we are capitalizing on its movement, correct? So make sure to keep taking trades, make sure to keep making money, right? I mean, if you're making money, who's going to be the most happiest after you? It's going to be us, right? Because we are showcasing our potential and you are taking action and following us and making money, all right? So second target area, let me change the color to yellow. I hope people can see it. Oh, it's too bright. Let me change it to orange, all right? So our second target area is this. All right. I hope people have got a clear understanding. For people who are very interested in taking a screenshot, can do so. If you want any other help or clarification, or if you're like Harsh, can we have the picture of the hot stock? Can we have the details of the hot stock? You can get back to my assistants and they will provide you with all the necessary information. All right. I hope people are understanding. So let us get started today. Please bear in mind that once the opportunities keep coming in, we have to let you know at the earliest, right? So even if it's at the initial phase, once the live streaming starts, or if it happens during the mid section when we are talking and discussing about certain other topics, or when it's coming exactly at the conclusion of the live streaming session, the trading opportunities can occur anytime, and that is the main reason why you have to be present for all the live streaming sessions. Remember, we have our live streaming sessions all the way from Monday till Friday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I make sure to provide you with 3 live streaming sessions every working day, right? The one that happens in the morning, the one that is happening right now. Still, we have approximately 1 hour for the Indian stock market, for the Indian share market to close for today. So we will look at a lot of opportunities, or especially look at what trades we have taken in the past, what trades we had provided this morning, and we will talk more about how the stock is performing. All right. And please make sure keep attending these live trading sessions. It's for your betterment. We are trying to give you the best value possible at zero cost. So please, a profitability of 97 percentage, right? 97 in a span of 1.5 months. We are showcasing our our profitability. We are showcasing our capability of generating profits in the Indian share market. And if we can perform well in the Indian share market, you can be rest assured that we can perform much better in the international markets, in the forex, CFDs, and gold markets. I hope people are able to understand, right? Sophia is writing the overall trend today is still acceptable. Yes, Sophia, we will look at it because today, in terms of the Nifty and Sensex, first just an overall outlook because it's important. The market has been quite dicey as of today because the market started on a bearish note. All right, then started gathering bullish sentiment throughout the day, because there were a couple of companies whose quarterly earning reports were better than, yeah, expected. But again, with some FIIs, again foreign institution investors, again pulling on funds, there has been again from bullish to bearish sentiment once again. So nonetheless, we will look at it, but let's quickly first be clear in terms of people who have taken this particular trade. Very important, right? The moment price is approaching the 210 or 215 area, we will notify you. My team of assistants will make sure to provide you the right, will provide you the reminder, all right, or a notification on your WhatsApp to make sure that you are aware. Remember, okay, these can happen any time of the day. Can it happen today? Yes, maybe. Can it happen tomorrow? Maybe. What I'm trying to say is, though we have three live streaming sessions, there might be times when we might not be having the live streaming session, but the price hits the target, right? So please make sure, or better, the best option would be for you to place your targets immediately around 210 or 215 area, so that you don't even have to be in front of the computer before it hits your target. So I hope everything is clear. I hope everyone has taken the trade idea that has been shared, which is IP rings, right? Today's first trade that was shared in the morning, right? We are talking about Muthoot Microfinance, all right? This particular trade, we had given a trading opportunity for people who were available in the morning, have taken the opportunity and are currently sitting at almost 2.3%, right? So up 2% profitability in just one day. That is also very good, right? And like, there are people out there who make 5% in 1 year on their fixed deposits, right? So people understand the power, understand the significant amount of, potential that we are able to provide to you, right? So I hope people have taken this trade and it's currently on its way to, achieve targets. There was another company which we were looking at, which is Hind Oil. I mean, Sophia, if you are in the group, please make sure, because as we had provided this area of interest, we had, informed people that yes, prices have been coming into an area of interest where the main players, which are the financial banks, financial institutions, they want to enter, and that is exactly what they're doing. So for people, remember, because Hind Oil, let me show you the ppt quickly. In terms of Hind Oil, let me remove the lines, let me remove the color first. All right, in terms of Hind Oil, we had, provided you an opportunity which was given to you on 3rd of October, even on 18th, right? Because we really had strong fundamentals behind this company performing well, but due to uncertain reasons, there had been some mismanagement issues, in the upper management committee members. So that's the reason this company had, for that time being, had not been performing quite well. So we did provide you with trading opportunities. So there were people who were asking that, Harsh, we are heavy on Hind Oil, we are having positions on Hind Oil. And to those people, I had explained to them yesterday that when price, remember, I'm more of a technical analyst myself, right? I do understand fundamentals, but when it comes to technical expertise, I am, very good at it. So when I look at this, and we had expected that price is coming into a very strong area of, where there are a lot of people with big funds, with big liquidities, with big amounts of capital willing to inject to push prices up. For people who have followed my step, who have followed my recommendation, we have been currently moving almost at an appreciation of 8.26, right? Around 8.5% profitability. So people who have taken the trade, good. The trade that was given previously, remember, we have three trades running on this, correct? So we have one, two, and three. Nonetheless, the first one that was provided was way before. So I'm pretty sure majority of you would have not even been interested in taking. We have started to become more active in the past 2 weeks. So based on that data, as you can see, the main emphasis has been focused on what was the last trade running. So the trade provided on 3rd of October and the trade provided on 15th. So as you can see on 15th of October, correct? Because 15th of October goes back 2 weeks, correct? So that's exactly when plus or minus we have started, providing you with live streaming sessions. So based on that, based on 15th of October, as you can see on trading view, I have marked the levels, right? So the levels have been marked at 218, 220. Let me check it out. 218, as you can see, this is the current area, correct? So let me just quickly denote it. Entry, let me change the color. So entry has been around 218 to 220. So for people who had taken trades on those levels, the average price is very close. Not that, because the average price would be much less. Let me just calculate the average price. That would be, if we had given you a trade entry at 218 and people who have entered, and we had given you an additional trade entry at around 190, right? So 218 plus 190 divided by 2 comes to 204, plus or minus 204. All right, I hope people are able to understand. Let me shift the line. 204. So technically you are already sitting on break even, more than break even. You should be making money on this. So please understand, since the markets are moving, the markets are significantly moving. Remember, the markets can never be stagnant. The markets are going to be dynamic. With its dynamic nature, you have to be quick on taking actions, right? So an entry at around, one second, at end an entry at around this area, 190, 192 area, was already given out yesterday, right? And looked at the way, oh, sorry, not yesterday, a couple of days back. So based on those movements, price has already started, correcting itself. So people who had taken this entry are already hitting, the average price and above. So you are technically making money even on Hindol. For people who had entered at the lowest entry possible, at this entry, people are already sitting at an 8.5% profitability. Let me just write it, right? 8.5% profitability. All right, it's a huge profitability of 8.5. Some people make that in 1 year. We have made that in almost 3 to 4 days. That is immense, right? It is very significant. So please understand the value that we are providing to you, and that is why we are, making sure to provide you with the best services possible, so that you can, benefit from it. And if you can benefit from it, you can, believe and see for your own eyes that yes, we at Dolphin Markets are really giving out real value. There are a lot of brokers out there who are just providing you discounts in terms of, we will give you the best rates, the best commissions. We also provide you that, but our main focus is on how we can generate trust, right? And the only way that we can generate trust is by showcasing our skills, showcasing our credibility in terms of our trading performance, right? So I hope people are able to understand. A lot of trades have been placed. Most of them, remember, we have two sheets that we need to maintain, and that you can clearly see because it is, during the live streaming session, we have a sheet that showcases the trades that we are holding, right? Since the market is uncertain, not all of our analysis are going to be on point. Sometimes the market can go against us also. Even though we are sitting at a 97 profitability, we do have a couple of trades which are currently running. All right, I hope people can understand. So as and how we are getting better opportunities, we are going to let you know. I hope people are able to understand, and I hope people are taking action and making money. All right, coming back to trading view. 1 minute. All right. Another trade idea that was given for D-Dave Plastic. Currently, the prices are still below. We are still not able to find a clear direction. Similar for Annapurna. Sometimes even the values, even the earning reports turn out to be optimistic. The numbers are better compared to the previous historical data, but still it could be because of the companies having some kind of dispute going on, or there is some kind of conflict between the committee members. So the thing with and that is the reason when we look at financial fundamental analysis and technical analysis, technical analysis is on point because it is currently happening. Everything that you see on the chart, price is king. When we as technical and technical traders talk to other people, we always say that price is king. Fundamentals is based on more on the book value of how prices are functioning, what prices are doing, but what has happened in the past, right? Past as in almost a quarter back to a year back. So the data that you analyze or based on fundamental analysis is quite historical, right? But nonetheless, we want to make sure that we can provide you fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis, correct? Now, in terms of, give me a minute. So these are the current, hot stocks, trading ideas, trading strategies that we have in place, and we are showcasing you on a real-time basis that yes, prices are moving. Even when it had, this particular. There's another hot stock that was shared, right? Let me show it to you. Evantil, all right. I hope people are able to see this. This is another hot stock that has been shared to you on the 24th of October. I hope people can see my screen, right? Yes, I hope people can see my screen. So the stock name is Evantil, listed on the National Stock Exchange. We had provided an entry area of 165, 170, with our target levels at with a 5% target level being at 173. So as you can see, based on the current market scenario, the price is encroaching. It's coming very close to it. So for people, just be aware, since the markets are moving, we are making sure to do our best in terms of informing you, and in terms of keeping you aware that yes, the prices are starting to turn favorable and are approaching towards the 5% target. So as and how it comes closer to the 5% target, we will notify you, right? And do not worry if you're getting stuck, if you have any difficulty, or if you're forgetting, our team of assistants will make sure to provide you the reminders or the notifications on your WhatsApp numbers. All right, I hope people are able to understand. Look at this, Poonawala. I remember, Sophia, we were talking about this, and we missed taking an opportunity on this, but nonetheless, opportunities go, but opportunities come also, right? Since the market is dynamic, we are going to have a lot of opportunities. So sometimes, we do miss the bus, sometimes we do miss trains, but do not worry, the next train will again come, right? So we will get opportunities again and again. This was a significant, movement of price, and as I had explained in the morning, that if price, it drifts away, or if price moves away from the moving average quite significantly, there generally are corrections taking place, and that is how price comes back to the moving average. We had talked a lot about it, even in terms of how we were looking at it based on a fundamental aspect. A lot of it was discussed. So please make sure that we are trying to provide you with our best, services and products possible, because we want you to see it for your own eyes. We want you to believe it by your own self. Remember, we are not trying to just, market a big, we are trying to showcase everything based on real time analysis, right? These are not trades that are speculate. These are trades that have been analyzed and have been provided to you at certain dates, and that is how we are able to maintain a sheet like this that showcases the potential. So I hope people are understanding, right? Now let's look at what the sectors are doing, what the markets are doing, how the markets are responding, so on and so forth. So quickly, based on the current article, as we can see, remember these are live blogs. So they keep letting out. Like for example, we had a news event at around 2:35, then 2:37. So these are instant. But overall, we are trying to understand which sectors, which companies' earnings are coming out, how they're performing, so on and so forth. Right? Apparently, the Sensex today has still been, like bullish and bearish, but still in terms of current movement of price, you can clearly see the price has still been on a bearish note, right? It started bearish, it went to become bullish, and again started becoming bearish. A lot of events, a lot of uncertainties again coming into the picture. So today's earnings are going to be based on, which was mentioned in the morning also. We have Larsen and Tubro. I guess people can see my screen. Good. So we have Larsen and Tubro, we have Tata Power, and we have Dabur, right? So some heavyweights, right? Again in the market. All the three companies are significant, right? These are big blue chip companies. So a lot of uncertainty based on these three companies. So the market is again trying to be a little skeptical, right? Getting into its bearish sentiment mode. Now, let's look at other news events. So, Maruti Suzuki, like we had mentioned, it had performed better. So, its quarterly earning reports were better than their previous historical reports, and that is how the market share price of Maruti Suzuki has shot up by 2%. Coming to certain sectors, we were even looking at sectors, which sectors are performing well, which sectors are not performing that well. Currently, the trading, the shipbuilding, the diamond. Give me a minute. These ads, so many ads keep popping up. 1 minute. So we have the diamond and jewelry, we have the trading, we have. Give me a minute. These ads are so annoying, correct? Let us check the sector performance, correct? Or best, let me open it on TradingView. Because even TradingView has something called as a heat map. I hope everyone is aware what a heat map is. Let me go to heat map and show you, correct? So, in terms of heat maps, which sectors are performing, which how sectors are doing, are performing based on their indices as well as their sectors, correct? Nifty 50. Let me show it by sector wise, right? Sector wise. So again, finance today has been taking a slight toll. In the morning, the finance sector was still bullish. Now the markets keep changing because they are dynamic. So now, Sophia's writing, time can help the market recover. That is correct. Time as in patience, right? Patience. If we have patience, we can do significantly well. There are going to be times when the markets are falling down, and we are trying to get a better position. No matter what kind of analysis we do, based on our remember, the markets are subjective, not objective. There is no clear direction that the market has to go in. The market takes into account, sorry, a lot of factors, right? Geopolitical factors, economic factors, microeconomic, macroeconomic, political factors, humanitarian factors, socio-economic factors. There are so many factors that take in place. But people in today's day and age, they want things quickly. Like even for food, if you go and order into a restaurant and if you don't get your food within 10 minutes, people get angry and they complain, where is my food? Why is the food not coming? So today's day and age, everyone wants it quick, but sometimes the best solution, to make good profits in the market is to wait, is to be patient. You have to be patient. All right. I hope people are able to understand. And that is the exact reason. Yes, we might be having certain running losses or, setbacks as in just in terms of running losses. But once we do get an opportunity, we are providing you how to make money back into the markets. All right. Let's look at Avantil. As I was talking about Avantil, right? How the prices have been holding our entry area and are slowly encroaching towards a 5% target, right? Poonawalla has been one of the example. Let us just go and check out how the fundamentals of Poonawalla are showing. So fundamentals are going to be on. We are going to use ticker tape and we are going to use screener.com as well. So we'll first find out on ticker tape. Poonawalla Finance Corp. FinCorp means financial corporation, correct? In terms of valuation, it is still high based on you see how the markets are rallying up. With such a strong rally, the valuation seems to have has been overvalued. The growth is slightly lagging. Let us look at some of the ratios. The PE ratio is at 63. So generally, a general consensus is that the PE ratio should be below 20 on an average. Again, there are certain exceptions, based on certain sectors, but price to earning. What is the price of the stock based on the earnings it's able to provide, right? Then we have the PB ratio. Now, again, the PB ratio between 1 and 3 is considered good. PB ratio is the price to the book value, right? The price the trade is being or the stock is being offered to based on its book value. Again, let me repeat it. Between 1 and 3 is the right, ratio for a company. Remember, because the main crux, the main reason that we look at fundamentals to understand is the stock undervalued or overvalued, right? Why would anyone buy something that is expensive? You want to buy something that is, less expensive, and then we expect prices to increase in the future to make money. So that is the reasons. Then it has a dividend yield of just 0.58%. Some companies give yield, some do not. Sector PE, the current sector. Remember, this is the company's PE ratio, and then the sector in which it falls into is right now sitting at 17.94. So it is quite, a positive compared to the sector ratio. And in terms of sector ratio, price to book value, sector ratio, it is at 2.49 while the company is sitting at a 3. So let's look at the financials and try to figure out how is the balance sheet showing, how are the assets and liabilities matching and trying to showcase whether the company is expanding, whether the company is neutral, or is there something that is not right in the company. Current assets and current liabilities, right? So current assets, what currently does the company have? Not total. Total is what it even includes future prospects, and we are looking mostly at current assets. And for now, for the time being, because these are year on year data, remember we are trying to figure a trade opportunity currently, like as on today, but on based on fundamental analysis, the numbers are quite lagging, right? They are quite historical. So based on the current assets in the last 3 years, right, the assets have been they were at around 1,180, but they shot up to 7,000. But for this current year, it has fallen down drastically. So it has been quite a dynamic movement, right? Assets in terms of what the company has, right? Assets are strength for the company. But what about liabilities? In terms of liabilities, the number, right, 2626 in the year 2022. Imagine the liability has shot up to 8,927. Then it has slightly fallen out. Now, based on the current assets or to the current liabilities, right? You can see that the assets are less compared to the liability, but a current what do you call a current ratio, right? Current assets by current liabilities between 1.2 to 2 is decent. So we will check about it later as well. Then we have its peers, right? Remember, there's no other company, majority of the companies which are present always have competitors, right? There is going to be stiff competition. So these are some of its competitors and how their values are, compared to the current company. Poonawalla is sitting at 15.69 as the PE ratio. Bajaj is at 30. Geo Finance. So you understand which companies are overvalued and which companies are undervalued. And we want to look for companies that are undervalued, right? Based from a fundamental perspective. Similarly for PE ratio, Poonawalla is sitting at 3.23, Bajaj is at 5.66, Geo is slightly at 1.49 because it has a strong, book value, correct? Because the company is Geo, none other than Geo, correct? Dividend yield, Geo does not offer any dividend yield, whereas Poonawalla is slightly offering, more, but its competitor Shriram Finance is offering more. So you will never find, everything positive. You have to try to connect the dots and figure out which factors influence your decision. Are you running behind dividends? That dividend is important for you. Are you just based on finding, trading opportunities of stocks which are really cheap? Then you have to focus only on the intrinsic value, right? How undervalued a stock is compared to its value, so on and so forth. Let's look at some cash flow numbers in terms of how the market, the current trade is performing in terms of net cash flow and free cash flow, right? This company has been deficit, right? In terms of it's been having more of cash outflow rather than cash inflow. Now, this becomes a little skeptical, but please, again, I want to keep reminding that these data signify years, financial year for 2022, financial year for 2023, and financial year for 2024. So you get it yearly data, and that is the disadvantage of financial analysis. You are looking at way past, very old historical data, but nonetheless, for people who are into investing and value investing, for them, fundamental analysis is, the most important, or the most important priority that is given, correct? But still noting that in terms of free cash flow, the numbers are depreciating and increasing. So there is more cash flow than cash. There is more cash outflow than cash inflow, right? Let's go back to the charts to see how we are able to connect the dots due to those reasons, because since it is based on a year to year basis, right? Financial year 2022, financial year 2023, financial year 2024, and that is some of the reasons why you can see these huge falls when there is so much of outflow, bearish sentiment. But we being technical traders, we capitalize on price movements. We do not care if a stock is undervalued or overvalued, or what is the price it is offering. We are trying to see, can we make money, right? The trading opportunities that we are providing to you, which you can see on your screen, are based on, mainly on technical analysis, where we can enter to make money, right? Everyone who is attending these live streaming sessions are attending with the sole purpose of making money, right? Many of you people are, towards the advanced. Remember, we are trying to cater to the entire community, right? So whether people are amateurs, newbies, people have little experience, or people have no experience, or people have advanced level of experience, we are trying to cater to everyone, all right? And that is the reason we have to make sure that we can connect as many dots as possible to, to provide valuable information to all experience, all levels of experience, all right? I hope people are able to understand, right? Let me quickly have a look at how the sector analysis, because we have so many ads today coming onto that particular web page. But like I had said, the diamond trading shipbuilding industry has been doing quite significant. But since the banking sectors have been doing quite well, we have figured out, our trading analysis for those two stocks with which we had mentioned, and which I will show you again quickly. Very important, because we try to connect as many dots as possible to provide you with as many trading opportunities, right? We talked about RBL Bank, we talked about Muthoot Finance, as well as we talked about Hindol, right? So RBL Bank and Muthoot Finance come into the banking sector, which has been overall performing well for the last couple of days. Yes, as of today, based on the heat map, you can see as of today the finance sector has been, in red. Like today has been a bearish sentiment for the finance sector. It started on a bullish note, but as in how the markets are running, remember, the markets keep moving, the markets are dynamic. So it started on a bullish note, but right now it is having some bearish sentiment. And the reason for its bearish sentiment is a couple of companies within them are having, significant depreciation values as of now. ICI is sitting at negative 1.66, SBI at negative 2, so on and so forth. I hope people understand. I hope people are able to connect the dots. Any questions, any queries, please write down. Sophia is writing, many of my holdings have reached my cost price today. Yes, Sophia, we had mentioned about, we had mentioned about Hind Oil, we had mentioned about Evantil. They are approaching. Some of them are approaching Some of them are still, far away, but the ones that are approaching, as and how the price comes closer, we will let you know what has to be done. Sophia also writes the financial sector has seen decent gains recently, but the index has been average. And I understand, Sophia, and the reason for that is, remember, when you look at an index can only perform if the majority of the companies on that particular, listed on that particular index are performing well. So does that mean that if the banking sector is doing well, even the Nifty and the Sensex should be doing well? No, because the Nifty or the Sensex comprise of a much larger number of, companies compared to just the banking sector. Like if you look at the Nifty Bank, right? Let me type the Nifty Bank. Okay, this does not have, let me type it out over here. One second. Nifty Bank Index, right? So Nifty Bank Index is what? It comprises of the top 12 banks, right? Listed on the National Stock Exchange Bank Index. So the banking index apparently currently you can see for the last couple of days the prices have been bullish, right? In terms of looking at even the charts. So the banking sector is doing well because the majority of companies on the banking sector have shown, better performances, better quarterly earning reports. So that is the reason the banking sector is doing well. But if you're looking at the overall index in terms of Nifty and BSE, Nifty and BSE does not have just, the banking sector. It has so many sectors, more than 65 sectors to be precise. So with an index having more than 65 sectors, banking is just one part of it, and that is the reason the banks are doing well because of the heavyweights, right? We had talked about SBI, ICICI doing well. Currently, as of now, as of today, remember we are talking about today, they have been showing some kind of bullish sentiment, but nonetheless, we talked about, trading, manufacturing, consumer durable goods. These are currently the sectors that are performing quite well. We got even the technology, the energy materials, finance, right? Finance is still, in the green. The finance sector has still been bullish, correct? And the most important sector that has been, in the bullish territory has been the auto sector, right? All thanks to Maruti, correct? Maruti has done quite phenomenal in its quarterly earnings, and based on its earnings it has shown, it has helped in acting as a catalyst to lift consumer durables, which include automobiles, which include, like watch companies, bike manufacturing companies, so on and so forth. Even transportation in terms of Adani is also doing pretty well. Let's come back to our charts, and if there are certain other opportunities, do not worry, we will make sure to provide you with, the right information. Sophia is asking, why did the manufacturing sector experience a significant increase today in the stock market? Let us analyze why. The manufacturing industry, one second. Why did the manufacturing sector? Give me a minute, I will let you know. With so much of news, events, and remember, even I, in everyone is learning every day, right? Not everyone has all the information, right? So we will find out how and why. Manufacturing sector. Give me a minute. I hope people are having a good day. People are learning. Remember, with so many things happening, we are trying to make sure that we can provide you with as much of valuable information as possible. All right. So manufacturing, it's not manufacturing, but it's going to be the trading sector, right? Manufacturing and trading sector. Why? Yes. Me a minute. Manufacturing and trading sector. So we were talking about companies that are currently, you know, performing quite well based on the manufacturing sector. Let me open that and let me show to you on the PowerPoint. Right now, why the sector is doing well, correct? Why is there a significant increase in today's, in the, or today's manufacturing sector? Because of certain companies. As you can see the screen, we have Carborundum, we have Titagar, we have Teximaxo. So certain companies out there definitely, have been performing quite significantly well, and with, a profitability or a price appreciation of almost 4.55%. Like we have three companies which are in the manufacturing sector and which are doing well. Let us look at them on the charts to get a better understanding. So let me put Kita Guard, all right? Remember, there are more than 6,000 stocks mentioned. I am not aware of all the stocks, right? But nonetheless, we will find out. Kita Guard is mainly a rail system, right? It is, it comes under the manufacturing sector, and it is, mainly into trucks, construction, and farm machinery, right? Farm machinery such as mostly tractors, or the manufacturing of different operational, devices which are used in the farming industry. So one of those companies right now, with today's price almost having an appreciation of almost 5%, right? So the market has done quite significant today. Now, based on, let's quickly have a look at what the fundamentals are showing for this particular company. Kita Gar, a very interesting name, a very Desi name, correct? Desi stands for local, correct? Correct, local name. So currently the performance is, it's among the top performing. One second, so I'm not showing you the web page. Yeah, I hope people can see the screen, correct? So based on performance, it is currently among the most top performing. But when it comes to valuation, remember, from a fundamental aspect, a stock that is being overvalued, right? As you can read, it's being overvalued indicates that, the value, you are paying more than what the value of the company is. Growth is slightly lagging behind, profitability is decent. Currently, no red flags. There is no problem as such, in terms of any, internal disputes going on. In terms of key metrics, we have a P/E ratio at around 51.42%, slightly on the higher side. A P/B ratio, right, of 6.99. We had mentioned earlier that a P/B ratio should be between, or preferably under 3. But again, there are certain exceptions that have to be made, right? Dividend yield of 0.07, as good as zero, correct? So hardly any kind of dividend yield. What are the financials showing in terms of balance sheet? As you can see, for the last couple of years, the values in terms of the current assets have been increasing, correct? I hope people can see the screen. Yes, there was a short span in the year 2023. It was slightly less, but that picked it up in the year 2024. Based on the liabilities, the current liabilities, and based on the comparison between the assets and the liabilities have been less compared to the assets. So it is a good sign, correct? There are more assets and less liabilities. That is exactly what we want to, understand the analysis, the fundamental analysis, and make informed decisions. So then it comes to, let's look at the cash flow, as in how much of cash is flowing in or how much of cash is flowing out. Now we have the net change in cash. Apparently, the net change in cash has been significant for 2024. The free cash flow, on the other hand, has been on the negative side. So there has been more cash outflow, but again, not every time a negative cash flow indicates that it's bad for the company. There might be a certain period of time going on where they want to, they have more costs when it's coming to the operational aspect of the company. So just because it's negative does not mean, but when you look at the balance sheet, and you could see that the current assets, the assets that it currently possesses compared to the current liabilities, the current, debt or loans that the company has, how is the ratio between the two? And as you can see, the liabilities are much less, right, compared to the assets which have been mentioned, I think in terms of fundamentals, it is a pretty good one. Yes, the performance is good, but in terms of valuation, slightly it is overvalued. But again, we are trying to connect fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis. So looking at it from a chart point of view, the prices overall have been what? I mean, I hope people by now have understood what the prices have been doing, have been clearly bullish, right? In terms of drawing quickly a path to indicate what has been the overall movement of price has started to correct itself, and it has come back to this area, this strong area where prices from has started to hold now with current scenario, and people can use even the moving average. Let me even add the MACD, right? People call it as MACD, but the right terminology is MACD. Sorry, not this one. Wait, give me a minute. MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence. So right now, even based on how we're trying to connect all the dots, how is the sector performing, how we try to analyze the fundamentals of that particular company, and then we come on to the technicals, and we try to connect as many dots as possible, right? Currently, even looking at it from a from a technical aspect, right now price is below the it's right on the moving average. So the prices have again, they were deviated from the moving average, and that was a good time when, since the price is away from the moving average, price returns back to the moving average. We have where based on the MACD, the price is still in the negative territory, right? I hope people understand what you mean by negative and positive. If the indicator is below price, right, below, it's in the negative territory, we need to wait for price to come into the positive territory. We want, let me show it to you by arrow so how people will be able to understand. We want the two moving averages to come above, and then that indicates that yes, now prices have again turned bullish, and then we would get better trade opportunities. So Sophia has been asking as to why, and we are trying to connect all the dots possible to explain why the manufacturing sector has had such a significant movement to the upside, and the reason for that has been with companies such as the ones mentioned, right? We talked about Titagard, we talked about, even there are other companies like Texamaxo, Carbonum. So these companies have been quite significant in terms of their what you call earnings, and in terms of the way the companies are performing. So when just three companies based are providing you with an appreciation of 5.9 for that particular sector, and that is the reason why the prices are shooting up. There are times when we try to analyze what trade hot stocks we are providing you, what trading opportunities are providing you, and for some reason, if they are not able to match, we need to get a clear analysis understanding of what the sector is also doing. Please bear in mind, even though looking at the sector does not mean that all the companies in that particular sector have to perform well, or vice versa. So be careful, but we are trying to give you with the right set of analysis to provide you with as much of useful information as possible, so that we can connect as many dots as possible and take the right decision, right? I hope people are understanding. I hope people are not sleeping, right? So quickly, I hope people have understood in terms of what trades we are providing you. Let me remove the moving average, convergence and divergence. Give me a minute. Yeah, this thing had been marked 87th profitability. This had been marked last week, so please understand, we are really providing you with very valuable information in terms of showcasing our potential in terms of how we are performing in the markets. So please be aware, 87 profitability in 1 month. Now this was given up almost a week or 2 weeks before, but as of now, you all are pretty much aware, correct? You all are pretty much aware that we are not sitting at 87, but we are sitting at 97, right? The markets are dynamic, so are we. We provide you with hot stocks which are able to make you money and showcasing our profitability in the markets. All right. Coming to trading view, one trade that was shared to you a couple of days back was Naprol, and the reason for showcasing this particular trade was to inform clients, to inform you beautiful people that you need to put your 5% trades, your targets. You need to put your 5% targets. Let me just change the name, the wording, sorry. There are many people who might come back to us telling that Harsh, price came in, but you did not inform us. Why didn't you not inform us? We should have closed the trades. Please understand, the markets are open right from 9:30 in the morning. Sorry, 9:15 in the morning till 3:30, p.m. in the afternoon. We do our live streaming sessions, which starts at 11:10, right? So during that 9:15 to 11:10, the prices might gap. I mean, today you can see Today we had a similar scenario where the prices today have gapped up. All right, I hope people are able to understand. Prices are gapping up. The prices fluctuate quite significantly. So when such prices are fluctuating, it is important to put your target well before in advance. Do not wait always for us to notify you. Remember, we are notifying because we have to, inform the overall community. But for people who are very sharp minded, who are very smart and quick, it's always better to put your target area well in advance, right? If you put your target well in advance, certain scenarios can occur where the price might just, achieve that 1% target, 5% target, and might reverse. And this is clearly the example that I'm trying to showcase you. This area, I hope people can see the mouse, the circle, correct? Prices had approached the 5% area, then prices started to, deviate, again. So for people who were making, now they were losing. So people, they get very emotional about it. So they feel very, unhappy about it. And that is why I'm trying to keep it as clear as possible, always place, always place your targets well in advance. All right. I hope people are able to understand. Always place your targets well in advance so that if such a scenario occurs, correct, like this one, you have already hit your 5% target and you have made money. We are trying to make money consistently, right? It is not a one day show. It is it's going to be months and years of show, correct? So we are not here for quick, trades just on one or two. We are here for consistency, right? So sometimes people are like, Harsh, we were sitting at 5%, but then prices started to, go back and turn negative. So for all those people, please make sure that you're placing your targets well in advance so that it will benefit you, right? But then, Harsh, what about if price goes more in our favor? I mean, the markets are moving somewhere or the other, right? At some point in time, the market was sitting at the level of 2000. I hope people can see my mouse, right? 2000 over here. But then the prices have fallen down. Now that the prices have fallen down and we had, given you a trade opportunity somewhere here, the prices went up. So the prices are going to go up and down. The markets are dynamic. They keep changing. All right. So I hope people are able to understand. Any doubts, any queries, any questions? So Sophia, I hope I was able to explain to you why the manufacturing sector is experiencing a significant, increase today, and that has been the reason of those certain companies, such as the ones that I had shown you, correct? In terms of, let me show you again. In terms of Titagarh, Carbonium, Texmaxo, so certain companies like this, based on such companies, based on such, right? Uh, there are so many ads, on these web pages, and that kind of makes it quite annoying, correct? But since they are providing us useful information, we are still using them, right? So Teximaxo, Titagarh, and Carbonum. So such three companies which are in the manufacturing sector have been outperforming better than expected, right? Let me check out if, in terms of, we looked at Titagarh, let's try to look at Teximaxo. Teximaxo. TEXAMA. Let me check the spelling. Texmaxco. So TEXMA. All right. Let me put it again. Texmaxco Infrastructure and Holding, Texmasco Rail and Engineering, Texmo. So Texmo is different. We are looking at the manufacturing. So the manufacturing is going to be basically the rail and the engineering, right? I hope people can read the screen. So Texmaco, Rail and Engineering Limited is engaged in the business of manufacturing of rolling stock, hydromechanical steel casting, basically used in the railway industry, right? Certain ratings, certain forecasts are showing that yes, there is 100%, opinions of traders to buy the stock, but based on the performance, it's been average. Valuation has been high, so based on the intrinsic value, it is overvalued. It is, I mean, the value that it's providing is the price at which it is being offered is high compared to the value being offered, right? Profitability has shown good results in terms of financial assets. The last couple of years, in terms of current assets, sorry, the current assets have been appreciating in value, as you can see the details are mentioned over here. In terms of liabilities, the liabilities have been less and have been decreasing. So you see, even in terms of fundamental analysis, the data that has been provided, it is showcasing that yes, assets are greater than liabilities, as well as the assets are appreciating and the liabilities are decreasing, which is very good for the company. Then looking at the cash flow in terms of what has been the overall movement of cash in the company. In terms of net cash, it's currently at a depreciation value of negative 3.81. It could be because of their operational activities that have been required, because railway requires a lot of daily wage earners, a lot of capital required for daily operation, right? Based on servicing, manufacturing, so on and so forth. So but when we look at the free cash flow, it was 11 in the year 2022. It was heavily negative at 155 in the year 2023, but it started to recover at 13.65. So there was a time when there was outflow of cash, but in terms of free cash flow, what they have for paying, what the cash they have, the amount of free cash they have, in terms of for their operational costs have come back to the positive segment. So when we try to connect as many dots as possible and then understand, all right, the fundamentals are showing a decent picture. What about the technical? So let's put text max code. Text macro, rail and engineering. As you can see, the fundamentals are lacking, but the technical showcase exactly what is happening. Based on the current movement, yes, there had been overall trend is what? If you look at the overall picture, it's bullish, correct? With the current, with the current movement of price correcting itself, yes, but as you can see, prices have come back to the bigger picture long term movement of bullish. So price have come up, and from a technical aspect, we would suggest and say that yes, if we do get a clear sign where we have prices, being able to take out this particular area. Let me mark it. This area currently would be acting as a resistance. We want that area to be taken out, right? So give me a minute. I'm always trying to find one cross, which I normally would want to use, and apparently I cannot find that emoticon. All right, nonetheless, let me just mark it with a huge X. All right, so I hope people are able to understand. The moment prices are taking out this particular area, we would be expecting, price to move in the movement towards the upside, because again, based on a the fundamentals are showing value based on what the balance sheet, the cash flows are showing. Intrinsic value is not the best because it is the price of the stock is currently higher than what people are valuing the company more than what the price is being The price is expensive, but the value is not, matching to the price of the stock. So that is why it is overvalued. I hope people are able to understand, correct? And based from a technical perspective, right now the entire overall trend, all right, for price has been up. But currently, with this correction coming into play, and the last couple of data points which we are interested in the last couple of data points which are including these points, right? So let me mark it. We got this, and we got this, right? So with the price movement in the last couple of, price segments, so we had this, and then price started to go up. So as you can see, the prices were creating lower lows, right? Let me type it out. We had a low, we had a lower low, and so on and so forth. So oh, we had a low, we had a lower low. Now, sorry, we had a lower high and lower low. I hope people are able to understand, people are able to connect the dots. We are trying to connect the fundamentals as well as the technical analysis too. Price creating lower low, lower high, lower lows, but now eventually prices come back to test. So there's still a lower high as of now. If price is able to create a higher high, right? If a price creates, a higher high, if it creates, all right, let me make that clear. It is not yet created. It is still in that area. For people, it is still in this area. So if it creates a higher high, there is that shift in sentiment that yes, prices had been, bearish for that term. And right now, prices have started, to showcase strength of bullishness. So then we connect the dots and try to figure out. Sophia, I hope you are present. I hope you are listening. We are trying to, connect as many dots as possible. Certain companies in the manufacturing sector are doing quite significantly, right? Tex Maxco, then Titagarh, and Carbonum. So these companies are almost pushing the sector, the manufacturing sector, up by 5.9%. And that is the reason why this current sector has been performing quite well as of today. I hope people are able to understand. Look at Poonawalla. I should have given you a trade opportunity on this, but nonetheless, this trade is flying to the moon. All right, it had a strong correction, but nonetheless, it is doing what it is expected to do. I hope people have taken these trading opportunities today. The live streaming session started, instantly based on the moment we had, started with our live streaming session. We provided you with today's hot stock idea, right? For anyone who is joined late, I'm going to give you a quick summary. We had provided you with a trading opportunity on IP rings, all right? So people, please make sure to keep taking our trading ideas. We had provided to enter at 200, right? So 200 to 200 to it's around 200 area, 200 price area that we had provided to go long, with our 5% target hitting at around 210 to 215. And our, if there is potential for price to go, we would let you know. So for people who have capitalized on this, good. The price has already started to move by around 1 to 2% profitability. For people who had taken trades right at the top, if you have taken a second trade, your average price would have reduced, so you can make money quickly. We had also provided to you with Muthoot Finance in the morning. A second trading opportunity was provided to you today morning, and this also has been performing. Yes, it is, it has started to show its bullish presence again. RBL Bank has been one of the best in terms of showcasing how the stock is performing, in terms of, yes, based on fundamentals and based on technical, like it's coming to a very significant area of support, and prices have been, moving to the upside. So I hope people have understood. We explained in terms of certain companies like Dabur, LNT, they have their earning reports today. So again, markets are being a little, skeptical. The Nifty started off on a bullish note today. It started to show it started on a bearish note today. It started showing bullishness during the mid of the day, but as and how the markets have started to conclude, like because almost 5 minutes are remaining for the market to close, and that is how the markets have showcased that though there was bullish sentiment, the markets have almost concluded back to a bearish sentiment. So I hope people are able to understand there is a lot of fluctuation, right? But nonetheless, we had, the manufacturing sector, the IT sector, who have been doing quite significantly. We showed you at certain companies. Such as Tex Maxco. We talked about Titagarh. How well they are showcasing. We try to look at their fundamentals to connect the dots with the technicals and see how come a company is performing well, and so on and so forth. So I hope today has been a good session. Yes, there has been a lot of quick talks about quite a lot of important stuff. People, make sure to keep attending all our live streaming sessions, right? We provide you with trading opportunities. Now, when these trading opportunities will occur, we ourselves do not know. The moment the trading opportunity arises, we will be the first ones to let you know. But we can only let you know. The decision for and to take the action of taking trades has to be done by you. You know, we can provide you with the we can provide you with food and water, but if you want to eat, you have to eat it by yourself. All right, so I hope people understand the analogy that I'm trying to give. So please make sure to keep attending all our live streaming sessions, right? We have live streaming sessions all the way from Monday till Friday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I make sure to provide you with 3 live streaming sessions every single day, right? We had the first live streaming session in the morning. The second live streaming session will be concluding in the next couple of minutes. And the third live streaming session, which happens after the stock market is closed for the day, we will be talking a lot about trading education. But there is an important news for you, for all those people who are interested about knowing what the US elections have in place, what do we expect certain companies to perform, what is the basic reason or speculation or opinion of people, whether Mr. Donald Trump wins or Mrs. Kamala Harris wins. So we are going to talk a lot about that. We are going to dive deeper into certain sectors which might perform well, which might not perform well, and what will happen if Mr. Donald Trump wins, and what will happen if Mrs. Kamala Harris wins. So please make sure to stay tuned for the third live streaming session. We are going to provide and talk to you a lot about the USA elections, right? It's happening on the 5th of November, just a week, more for the electoral polls to conclude and for the elections to let us know who's going to be the next president of the United States of America. So please make sure to stay tuned, and I will see you in the third live streaming session. All right. I hope you had a great learning session. I hope you had a great afternoon, and I'm looking forward to meet all of you in the